The Acura Grand Prix at Long Beach goes down this very weekend and in town anytime. It's an open invitation for you anytime on phone, but certainly when you're in town. Great to see my buddy, Graham Rahal. How are you, Graham?
I'm good. Thanks for having me again.
This is kind
Rich.
of like a tradition unlike any other. You're in the town for the Long Beach.
Yes.
You come in. Speaking of tradition unlike any other, you're interested in the Masters just like anybody
Hugely,
else, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a tradition unlike any other is the Masters, right? And a tradition unlike any other here at the Rich Eisen Show is not just you appearing for the Long Beach Grand Prix, but for us to turn to Chris Brockman and ask him to try and pronounce the name of somebody who's leading a tournament. And the gentleman who is leading the tournament right now, I would love for you to take a shot.
All right, hold on a second.
And I am not
This is a good one.
I am not talking about Justin Harding.
Yeah.
I am talking about this gentleman from Denmark.
Oh.
I even did you the favor to decipher which flag it is.
I mean, this is great.
Okay, hold on.
He's a Dane.
I have it pulled up.
And him being 3 under through 16.
You're looking
he's
up the pronunciation.
Yeah, no. My computer froze. So
Well, no. Here's the issue. Here's the issue. Just let me describe for you, Graham, and everyone at home. The letter J is the second letter of the name, and there's a consonant before it. So
right.
it's a consonant and then J. That's tough to begin with. Then there's 2 R's next to each other and 2 A's next to each other. It's just all sorts of stuff happening. It's an eye chart.
Okay, so this is what I'm
Currently
going with.
at 3 under par at the Masters.
I got the first name. His name's Lucas.
You nailed it.
There you go.
Okay.
Good work.
By the way, should we slow
Lucas.
clap? Should we slow clap for that?
I think I'm going Lucas Burgard.
Oh, it's just I don't know.
Is that
Silent
close?
J? Silent J with J
No,
silent?
Eric, no.
Eric,
No,
Rich
not
Eisen
even.
Show Zero Research. How do you pronounce his name?
Bjerregaard.
Bjerregaard.
I mean, I was close.
Yeah, that is a good
Bjorn.
effort.
Come
I was
on.
close.
Bjorn Borg.
Pierre.
Come on.
Regard. In regards. There's regards.
Yeah,
Or it's
Bjerregaard.
Or regard. There's 2 A's in a row.
Bjerregaard.
See, that's a tradition unlike any other.
How about Justin Harding? I got that one right.
You nailed it. What's your golf game like?
My golf game's pretty good.
What is it?
It's decent. I think I'm like a 4 handicap.
Dude.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on. I mean,
I play all right.
I'm all right.
Seriously, out of all people in the world, who gives me crap for my alma mater because he's an Ohio State guy,
Yeah.
you're the one that I don't mind it from the most because you're so nice. And then, anybody is just like, oh, my game's not bad. I'm 4 handicap.
Well,
again, it's the same thing. Like you're just too damn. Like
golf is golf's like my one thing. When racing, when the races get all busy and we're kind of carried away.
Yes.
Golf's like the perfect thing for me to do to go and kind of get away from it. When I was a little kid, my dad, who was supposed to be with us today, unfortunately,
we were
is
planning on having him,
going through old driver problems, having back issues. But
right.
He said to me, hey, you need to learn to play golf because someday golf is going to be a great way for you to do business. And I was literally like 6 years old. And I'm like, I don't even know what you mean. What is business? I have no clue.
Normally it means going potty.
But yeah, but
do your business.
But it has been super beneficial. I've had a lot of fun. Won the Honda Classic Pro-Am this year for our fourth time.
Out there in Florida?
Yeah, in Florida, which was awesome.
So
but I love it. It's like my one way to kind of get away, and sometime we'll go swing.
I'd love to.
I mean, you got to understand I'm a 4 handicap, but I can also, it can go both ways. I mean, I can play well, and then
by the way,
some days you just got to quit.
Just stop there.
You just got to quit.
4 handicap. I couldn't even begin. I mean, if my handicap ever got down to 14, it would be a great day for me.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry, okay?
Well,
I mean, I get out there. I work real hard.
So
that's what I do for a living.
Yes, okay.
I work real hard for a living, and I wish I could golf a little bit more than I could.
I wish I could too, but that's okay.
Who's the best player on your circuit?
Oh,
if there was a competition
for sure
amongst the drivers.
For sure me, because literally there's only like 2 of us that play. It's kind of weird. Not a lot of guys play. I think the only other guy that I know that like actively enjoys it is maybe like Max Chilton. But aside from that, there's not many. Because on the Thursday before the Indy 500, so May 23rd, we host our annual foundation golf event that my wife Courtney and I do. And I've tried to get them all to come and participate and be a part of it, and really just none of them play. So it's not that hard of a competition, unfortunately.
I just didn't know. Okay, very good.
Most are pretty stuck
There's
in driving.
There's a lot of Europeans.
There is a lot, but
a lot of Euro
yeah,
golf.
they're just not that active in it.
Okay, so you can take them down too. Very
Yep.
good. Are you aware that he's being driven around in an Acura NSX tomorrow?
I am. Acura NSX, and my old pal Elio is taking you.
Castroneves.
We're going to talk a lot of Dancing with the Stars.
You know, it's a silent.
Yeah, he's a legend. Dancing with the Stars legend. Won it a couple times.
Yeah,
He's won here before, I think.
So I'm in good hands.
But
you're saying?
well, I mean, yeah.
That's not a That wasn't a definitive.
No, it
yes.
will be. He'll give you a good ride for sure.
No.
Make me feel better about myself.
Exactly.
You want to crash?
No.
No, I don't want to vomit or feel like I'm getting off a roller coaster.
No, the NSX is silky smooth, so you'll be
I feel
fine.
a little bit better.
It would be a lot smoother than a two-seater ride because two-seater ride's pretty rough.
That was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Well, you did that with Andretti.
Yeah, you did it.
I did it. We were
it.
inches away from a concrete wall, and all due respect to the legend that is Mario Andretti, he's a 75-year-old man driving 100 miles an hour. It was very scary.
Yeah.
So the NSX will be a much more pleasant ride.
Yeah, you're still going to be inches away, but it'll be a little bit more subtle.
Thanks, Graham.
You do realize
but that's the way it's going to be. Like no matter we can go out and drive absolutely anything, and you're gonna push it to the limit. So
is this
you'll
Brockman's
have
video
a great time.
Watch how wide his eyes get. His eyes get
look right
so
there.
wide.
They're already wide.
We just took off, and I was terrified.
Yeah, look at them. They're huge.
They're the size of saucers, man. So. And so when I saw
struggling to hold your head up.
I saw that.
Terrifying.
So the next year I did it, and I'm like, one thing I am not going to do is get wide-eyed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it, and I think I
See,
I was
the trick is you need to put a dark-colored visor on so you can't see the eyes.
Exactly.
But that is the coolest thing. The Honda fastest seat in sports. They do it at the start of every race. So somebody gets to go out and do that, but also the two-seater rides. It's one of the things IndyCar racing does that, even fans can come and buy a two-seater ride and go out and do it. And
that's cool.
I think it's the greatest way to connect to what we do or give them the best sensation.
Right.
Clearly, it's a little different, but at a place like Long Beach or Mid Ohio, which is my home track, is awesome. You get to experience all the elevation, everything. Really, really cool.
So driving a street car is a totally different animal, right?
It's a different animal, but you can push it pretty hard. And the one thing I know about Elio, because I was his teammate, I drove the Acura sports car, which will be here racing. Obviously, the Indy cars are the main event at the Acura Grand Prix Long Beach.
So nervous.
But the sports cars well. And the one thing I know about Elio, because we shared a car together last year, he pushes hard, really hard.
Fantastic.
So
you'll have a great time.
Don't eat breakfast or lunch.
What would you say?
beforehand.
What should his pre-race plan be?
I mean, I would simplify your eating. You'll be fine, but I wouldn't eat anything that's gonna maybe.
Okay.
Don't go have anything spicy. No spicy burrito for breakfast.
No. He doesn't do that very much. I see you pop almonds. You're
I'm an almond and
that's good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty bland. Yeah, you'll be good.
That's okay.
You'll be good.
All right.
You'll be good.
Oh,
you're not happy.
It's like when I went in a fighter jet. They're like, just don't eat very much. Keep it pretty simple. It worked.
What do you eat before a race?
Yeah. What do you do?
Normally, before actual race day, probably pasta and chicken. Just grilled chicken, pasta.
I was looking
bland,
around for
heavy.
By the way, I was looking around for food logos on your shirt so you could just drop a little organic sponsor mention.
I don't have any anymore now. Steak and Shake thing kind of came to an end 2 years ago. We connected over that.
We did connect.
But,
we first connected.
Those days are gone.
We had each other at Steak and Shake.
I still have I still have my Steak and Shake card. So if you need to borrow that when you go to Indy,
you got a bottomless pit of those.
Yeah, you can use that.
Perk.
But
great perk.
No.
I know. Oh gosh, let's get to it here. Graham Rahal on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, do you know who I watched the Super Bowl behind?
I do not.
Okay, so I go to the Super Bowl.
You watched it.
I was going to say.
I was directly behind him.
I know, but you guys were together.
I was directly behind him. It was in the commissioner's suite at this year's Super Bowl in the lovely new digs that the Atlanta Falcons have. And because we're both Honda people, I won't say the name of the stadium. So we're in there.
Yeah.
And it's assigned seating.
Yeah.
So there's 2 rows of comfy, chairs.
Yeah.
And then there's the 3rd row of bar seating chairs. So everyone can see. I'm in the bar seat chair in the back. And I look who's directly in front of me.
Hamilton.
No. Who would be the guy I would least want to watch the game with?
Urban?
Urban Meyer.
Oh, man, awesome. That is so cool. You must have loved that. What did he say to you?
Well,
I mean, he has to know you're diehard Michigan man.
Dude, I sat on the draft, since you're unfamiliar, he was on the NFL Network draft coverage in Chicago the second night of the draft, the night that Ohio State set the record for most players drafted from a single school over the first 3 rounds of any draft ever. I broadcast on live TV. Yeah. I was eating copious amounts of figurative poop sandwiches on that show.
Yes, you were.
And my professionalism, unwavering.
But you were disappointed.
Deep down, furious. Oh, good. But I don't show those things. In the same way you get behind the wheel of a car, you handle everything, right? You're cool as a cucumber. Yeah. You have to have that steady hand. Yeah. That's the way otherwise you know, things can get shaky. So I saw him there. And first thing I went up to Commissioner Roger Goodell. I went up to the commissioner. I'm like, look, I know you're a busy man. You're not in charge of the seating chart. But did I do something wrong? Like, did I piss you off? What the hell did I do?
Yeah, how do I end up next to this guy?
His response was to laugh and just basically sit down and watch the Super Bowl. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And so here comes Urban Meyer. He says hi to me. I say hi to him. And he's a chatty Cathy. He just wanted to talk ball the whole time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's into the game, asking me some thoughts at some point. One point, though, I've never said this on the air, Chris, but I'll say it here.
Okay.
He turns around. He goes, you know, your program. And he just lets it trail off like that.
That's awesome. Just a nice little shot.
I'm like, I know.
So you know what's awkward?
You know?
And I know we're really here. I know we're really here to talk about the race. But you know what's awkward today?
What?
Today, Ohio State gets their gold pants. And there are 2 coaches in that room.
Yes.
That were beaten last year. Madison and Washington.
Right.
Who are going to be there
staff
watching all these people get there.
Now, what do you mean
because they don't get their gold pants?
They get gold pants. They get like pants that are actually gold.
No, you know the gold pants, the necklace, the little
they don't actually.
Gold
it's
pants.
It's not like 34 by 30 pants that they get that they have to get tailored.
You know, honestly, after how many times they've won over the last 20 years, they should. I mean, the size needs to get a little bit bigger than this tiny little thing that it's historically been.
Why pants?
Gotcha.
Don't know. You should know that over me. You're the football guy.
I don't care, Graham. I think these things are all trinkets. They are all just insignificant pieces of gold.
Yeah. Things you trade for tattoos and stuff like that.
Yes, a little cell phone.
There you go. That was
a little cell phone.
That was that. Yeah.
But it was funny with Urban. He was just he was great.
He's a good guy.
Well, I mean, there's some who would beg to just raise their hand and talk about some things
because,
but, you know, he couldn't have been more gracious. There were some kids that were in there. He said hello to all of them. You know, I don't know if you saw the video of the trainer from Clemson who got tickets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
He was there and he wanted to give Urban a hug. Urban gave him a hug. He was cool. Like America's sweetheart walking around there.
Yeah.
He's retired. He's going to Fox. He was done. But all he wanted to do is just talk ball. And he said that Haskins, he's like, that kid can throw.
He's good.
Now, I know that I'm not telling him tells out of school.
Yeah.
But, like, it struck me as, like, that's the best thrower he's ever had.
Well, when Haskins was a freshman, Tim May from the Columbus Dispatch, I've known Tim forever. Tim said to me, like, this kid's the best quarterback Ohio State's ever had. And I was like, but he's not even starting. He goes, you just wait.
Right.
Just wait. He's going to have to take his time. He's going to have to earn his stripes. But this kid can throw a football.
Did you hear who, I'm sure you didn't because you were too busy being you and doing your stuff and traveling around the country. Trent Dilfer was on our show. He repeated what he said to Sports Illustrated, who Haskins reminds him of or has the attributes of. He called him Tom Brady-ish. That's what he said. Because of the way that he throws, the way that he can move around, and the different types of throws that he can make. He just said it looks like Brady.
Well, he's good.
That's what he said.
I don't really want to talk about Brady that much.
Why is that?
But I will tell you this: this year,
why don't you talk about Tom Brady? So
I actually rooted for Tom Brady in the Super Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
And why did I do that? I did that because, like you just talked about, Urban Meyer and the way everybody wants to continuously like knock greatness.
Mm-hmm.
I finally decided like Tom Brady is great, Bill Belichick.
It only took 6 Super Bowls, Graham.
No, but I didn't want to I just didn't want to. I don't know. I was one of those guys. Like I'm like, no, he's a Michigan guy. I can't do this.
I know that.
But then eventually you got to be like, no, you have to reward and accept and just really appreciate just greatness.
It's just right.
I mean,
you just got to look
at
you take a look at Brady, and then you just add Tupa to Tom Zach to Herb Street to Graham. Wait a minute, I'm not done. And then you add on some Barrett. You add on some Smith.
Where's he going?
You add on some Schleister. I'm just trying to name all the Ohio State quarterbacks. You just add one on top of the other after the other after the other after the other, and we're still waiting around. We're still waiting around for somebody to even approach Brady's. Just approach Brady's
Haskins
aura,
is your boy.
his Corona. Maybe just approach the Corona. By the way, great name. Great name of an album. I think that was an album.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett album.
Like Jimmy Buffett.
So all right. In all seriousness, though, I appreciate you coming around on Tom.
Yeah.
On behalf of all the.
Don't worry. We can move on. Next topic.
All right. Just finish up. You've got
the gold pants thing. So it started back in 1934.
34.
Francis Schmidt took over for Ohio State. Prior to that point, Michigan has dominated the series. Ohio State had just 6 wins.
Told you it's all cyclical.
And two ties in 30 games from 1897 to 1933. Francis Schmidt took over after a run at TCU. And they asked him about how's he going to beat Michigan. And he came up with the famous quote.
Beat the pants off him?
They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like the rest of us.
That's the first guy to drop that cliche?
Yeah, he is generally credited.
He's credited with coming up with that
popularizing
cliche?
the now common phrase.
Ohio State, baby.
and then they won the game in 1934, and they gave out gold pins in the shape of pants to everyone.
How about that?
And there it begins.
Who's the coach you first came up with? I don't have a crystal ball. Who's the first coach you came up with? It is what it is.
I don't know.
The first coach to come up with, I'm only talking about the guys who are here.
They beat Michigan 38-0 that year.
I'm telling you, the first coach to ever come up with the phrase, they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like us.
Yeah.
Little did you know, Michigan guys back then put their pants on 2 legs at a time.
They just jump in the pants.
Didn't know. They just jumped in the pants. Hopped right in the pants. Hey, man, good to see you. Go crush it. Take them down, man.
We're going to try.
Take them all down.
We're going to try. We're looking forward to having you out there.
Excited to be down tomorrow.
It's just the 4th race of the season, correct? So
Fourth race of the year.
Okay.
Acura took over as a title sponsor this year, which is awesome.
Excellent.
And our team's coming off a win last week. Wasn't me, but my teammate. We had a little issue with our car. We started 1-2. It's the first time we locked up the front row since like 2003 as a team, or 2004, something like that. So we got a little momentum on our sides, and we're looking forward to it. I think we should be pretty strong.
Well, I root for you in the biggest way. You know that.
I hope so.
I do.
Thank you.
You're one of my favorites.
And one of these days, you have to come. Oh man, look at that photo up there.
What photo? Was that me in the Ohio State? But
and I have something for that. But one of these days, you have to actually come to the race.
To the Long Beach race?
Yeah, I mean, I know you came and took a 2-seater ride. We got to come to the real deal. And the Indy 500.
Well, that's
cool.
The Indy 500. You like Indy? We can go to Steak and Shake. And
no, we don't. You don't have to feed me. You don't have to feed me. That's good enough.
We'll make it all happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I need a VIP tour though. Right?
That's easy.
I mean, I'm not just.
You can hang out with Letterman. You know, you always say like Letterman's your guy.
My guy. He's my.
He was there last week.
He's an idol of mine.
He was there last week at our race.
You're guaranteeing me access to Dave?
Yeah, and he still has a huge.
He's got a huge beard.
Huge beard.
Like he came out of the Ecuador embassy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Fantastic. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm very I'm worldly and topical. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you. Great to see you. Graham Rahal. Watch it Sunday. It's going to be on NBC SN, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Acura Grand Prix at Long Beach. Good luck to Castroneves. Make sure he gets his sleep tonight, okay?
I will.
Okay.
I will. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
At Graham Rahal at Graham Rahal on Twitter and Instagram.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.